If I could, I'd give you the world. Wrap it all around you. Won't be satisfied with just a piece of this heart, my angel. Oh, angel, you're my angel. Oh, angel. Dreams are dreams, some dreams come true. I found a real dream, baby, when I found you. You're so strong, but tender too. You're mine now. Oh, angel, you're mine now. Oh, angel. Love like ours, heaven sent. Each day I need to remember. I feel so safe, feel secure with you. You give me love, you keep right on giving. Fill me up, baby, with your joy. When things get tough, I can always turn to you. You're my angel. Oh, angel. You're my angel. Every touch I love the way it feels. Every time your name in my phone, I just won't keep still. No doubt about it, that this love I feel is real. Ask me to go with you. You know I'm real. Hold me tight. Only you can make it real, and you make it alright. Just let me know that I am special to you. I am, yeah. Oh, angel, you're my angel. Oh, angel, you're my girl, you know I love you. no matter what you do. And I hope you understand me. Every word I say is true. 'Cause I love you. Baby, I'm thinking of you. Trying to be more of a man for you. And I don't have much of a chance, but we gonna see it through. 'Cause I love you. Oh, 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 some men need lots of women for the passions to feel. But I want only you, girl. If it's in, if it's in, if it's in God's will, prosper, prosper. Looking in my mirror, took me by surprise. I can't help but see you running often through my mind. Helpless like a baby, sensual disguise. I can't help but love you. It's getting better all the time. I can't help it if I wanted to. I wouldn't help it even if I could. I can't help it if I wanted to. I wouldn't help it. No, I can't help it if I wanted to. I wouldn't help it even if I could. I can't help it if I wanted to. I wouldn't help it. No. Like to run my fingers softly while you sigh. Lovely in poses too, bringing sparkles to your eyes. Like a trip to heaven, heaven surprise. So good I found you, yeah. You're an angel in disguise. I can't help it if I wanted to. I wouldn't help it even if I could. I can't help it if I wanted to. I wouldn't help it. No, I can't help it if I wanted to. I wouldn't help it even if I could. I can't help it if I wanted to. I wouldn't help it. No. it. No, I can't help it. If I wanted to, I wouldn't help it. Even if I could, I can't help it. If I wanted to, I wouldn't help it. No, I can't help it. If I wanted to, I would help it. Even if I could, I can't help it. If I wanted to, would help it. No, no, I can't help it. If I wanted to, I would help it. Even if I could, I can't help it. If I wanted to, wouldn't help it. No, no, no.
Man, I ain't seen you in a long time. Brother, come on in, man. Sit on down and relax yourself with your shoes off. I want to listen. I got a song I want you to hear. Boy, this thing is man. Man, I want you to check out this group. Okay, hold on 1 second. Put the needle down right here. Check it out. Joy, joy to be near you. Won't you here with me? Joy, joy to be near you. I want you here with me. Lady, can't you see just how much you mean to me? The thrill each time I'm near you. I get such a rush, crave to feel your tender touch. Magic moment, paradise. Oh, baby, life is too damn short to let you get away. Here to say I need your love. Oh, baby, there's no greater pleasure than you give me. Hear me, baby, I want you to know. Joy, joy to be near you. I want you here with me. Joy, joy to be near you. I want you here with me. Darling, don't you know my heart longs to hold you so. Passion burns inside my mind. You're my fantasy. What a love can set me free. Glad to know that you're all mine. Sailing through the night, I find a sense of pleasure. Stars for like a moon so full of love. Nothing takes the place of romance. All we need is you and me, baby. It's a joy, joy to be near you. I want you here with me. It's a joy, joy to be. I want to be near you. I want you here with me. It's a joy, joy to be near you. I want you here with me. It's a joy, oh baby, joy to be near you. I want you here with me. We're meant to be, and I know we can win. Times I feel like a kid on a Ferris wheel. You make my world go round and around. So much to live for, and I'm living it now. James would say,
Can recall a certain magic in your eyes. It's there each time that you walk in. So passionate it has been mesmerized. I'm on love each time that you run in. Whoa. Starlight, your love shines never far, just like the brightest star. Yeah, things you do set my heart aglow. And I want you to know every morning I'm looking for. I'm loving you, darling. Be mine. Yeah, I'm looking for. You loving you, darling. You hold me close and whisper soft and low. Words that mean so much to me. You know how to make a feeling show, like a song in perfect harmony.
Buddy. It's gonna be some fun-filled shit going on today. How y'all doing tonight? Little breezy, but this is still good cognac if you're allowed to drink them. I'm at work, but definitely cigar weather. So we're gonna get into a little bit of this. See, yesterday I asked a question to women. Do you understand men? And now today I'm going to talk about the subjects the modern man does not understand. You dig? Number one, the modern man does not understand that, number one, it is okay to fail. Stop putting on these delusions of grandeur, dreams, and thinking you're not going to fall down once or twice, 3, 4, 5 times. It's almost impossible, man. It's almost impossible. Thank you, BGS, for sharing. See, we grew up in this notion that we're not allowed to fail. We're not allowed to make a mistake. We're supposed to come out of high school or college making 6 figures automatically. And we put ourselves on a level that you're not even supposed to prepare for at 18, but most people in their mid to late 30s to early 40s have trouble competing against. It is okay to start from the bottom. because realistically, that's where many of us are going to be anyway until we build and crawl our way up. See, most young men do not understand this concept. See, you're not going to be propped up by the government as the women are. You're not going to be given stimulus and incentives to grow or just to exist. You do have to earn your way.
What's good,
I have to
Charles?
make a shout out to everybody. Hey, what's up?
What's good?
Woo!
Sound good?
Shout out to you. Good to go. No
All right.
background.
Good.
Got my man Chad up in the building. Lee Ollie.
Mhm.
You got Aaron Neal. Woo! Jim Rat. T Riddler. Low
Good.
Cass. Starks Packs. Woo! Yeah, we're going to
Oh,
go
we
through
got
a few.
Lone Cast? Oh, shit. First time on here.
It's been a while since we've been up here.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh yeah, but like I was saying to the audience, there's a few things that One thing about failure for men and falling down off the mountaintop, excuse me, it's okay to do it sometimes because especially while you're young, you're gonna do it anyway. When you're young and being cultivated, guess what? That's your time to make mistakes. That's your time to actually say, hey, that didn't work. That didn't work. So I need to plan better.
Charles, one
sir.
note. Damn. Is this on your cell phone or this is you're on the computer?
So
Shit. People, one moment. Charles, step away from it. I want to ask something.
hold up.
I'm gonna give you a quick ring. It's this one moment, people. Just one moment. All right, thank you, everybody. Okay,
And we're back.
We're back.
And
All right.
when it comes to the failure piece, we put a lot of stuff on us. As my mother, father would tell me, some things in life are not your burden to bear and your cross to carry. You gotta know how to plan to your benefit and do it well. And actually be under someone's guidance to do so. If you fall down or if you don't meet your goal at a certain deadline, especially if it's the first time you do it, it's okay. You're not going to be the first person. You damn sure won't be the last. The next thing the modern man does not understand, it is okay to keep a standard. In fitness and education, learning, knowledge, especially when it comes to mating and dating. It is okay to keep a standard. Well, my mama said I should date somebody who's thick, who gonna treat. Well, it's kind of hard to get advice from somebody who's never been married or won't be married or can't keep a man or a woman. It is okay to keep a standard. Most people on this planet are gonna call you names, call you bougie, call you whatever, because you have a standard about yourself. You have a certain way. It's okay to keep that. You might not understand it now, but people are going to respect you the way you respect yourself. Isn't that right, Chaos? People are going to respect you the way you respect yourself. At the end of the day, if you're a joke to people, that's what they're going to treat you like. They're going to treat you like a goddamn joke. Be a man of your word, be a man of integrity, a man of courage, a man of poise, a man of substance. Guess what? The world doesn't like the way you dress. So what? And let's not act like it doesn't affect men in their 30s and 40s, because a lot of you are victims of that still. The same shit we cry about in high school, a lot of us are still victims of it. So let's not act like you're not. It is okay to be focused. That's right, Starks Packs. I believe falling should accelerate your success. Facts. You know why? It's like being in a wrestling room or the boxing ring. Once you get taken down, you're very careful and you're very astute. What's up, Mike? Woo! You're very careful and you're very astute with your takedown defense. Just like when you catch a sharp jab, bow. You keep them hands up now, won't you? See, a lot of things in this planet, because of feminism, has told you, hey, you shouldn't have a standard. You should accept things as what they are. But as men, excuse me while I light the cigar, as men, we know nature works much differently. Much differently. A world of a difference compared to what they indoctrinate you, or try to anyway. So, all things being equal, you should have a standard about yourself. It is okay to ask for cooperation and submissiveness from your woman. Oh, what do you mean? See, in the black community, black men, we have been indoctrinated, hypersexualized, to believe a good woman is just one with a big butt and a smile, and maybe at least a C cup and titties. But beyond 5 minutes to 2 hours of sexual pleasure, you're catching hell. Let's not talk about some of you guys who are married or live in the house with your women and you hold no power. Did you ask for her cooperation beforehand? What about her submissive? Is she submissive? It is okay not to ask for a partner, but for a girlfriend or a wife. Well, she said we're being partners and we're being 50-50 and we're doing all this. See, what you don't understand is this. You never come at a position of power, so you're going to be treated like a child. Don't ever move into a woman's house. Oh, well, no. First and foremost, like I said about the rite of passage for black men, which is going to be the next written project. Number one, you never give up your power. Your home is your power. I don't care how many bills you pay in her house. I don't care how she treats you when the day is sunny and there's not a cloud in the sky. Because a good soldier knows rain is coming and it's going to rain hard. Did you come at a position of power? Especially when she start flapping them gums. I want you to get out. What's up, underrated? Woo! Did you put yourself in a position of power? Did she respect your wishes? Because a lot of these chicks out here will tell you she wants to get married, but she never talks about staying married, does she? What a lot of the modern man does not understand is that he has to be functional. He has to be adaptive to every situation. He's got to become the best version of himself every single day. Even if he's a centimeter better than what he was yesterday. That's the goal. It is okay to do so. See, a lot of men don't understand this right now. It is okay to be the leader. What do you mean? It is okay to run your house. Stop being scared. It is okay to be bold like a lion, to be respectful. It is okay. Why? Because that's your natural order. You got thank you, underrated, for the cash app. There's a lot of people out there. Craig Harper. Woo! We should call this.
Everybody in the chat. I'm gonna use my other computer. So wait, I'm gonna have to probably play the video once it's all said and done. Not on this device. I don't care what's gonna happen. You're not gonna. Don't worry. You're gonna respect me for this, bro. It has to play. Usually, sometimes we play audio, but nah, you gotta just see it. Bro. You just gotta fucking see it. But don't worry, people. We're gonna get to what we're gonna talk about. No, don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. I'm gonna put my cash app because y'all gonna have to donate to not only Charles but me tonight. I don't know what y'all say.
But we gotta look out for you. We gotta look out for you, Chief Engineer. See, here's another thing in the black community. It is okay to be the leader. It is okay to have responsibilities. You should kind of want them. My 13-year-old son wants me to trust him more. So guess what? 3 times a day he walks the dog. 8 o'clock in the morning, midday, around 7, 8 at night. He enjoys being treated like an older kid. He doesn't want to be treated like he's 6 anymore. He enjoys the responsibility. He enjoys me teaching him how to cook by himself, how to change a tire, how to throw a proper punch, how to do a push-up, how to do a proper takedown. He enjoys it. How to increase his vocabulary and his reading. Why? Because at some point, he's going to have to take care of the family. He's going to have to be the bearer, the flag bearer. For so long, your mom has told you, don't worry about that boy. You don't need to worry about that. You should. You should. You should always worry about that. It's going to be one of those days that you're going to be like looking on your career, and some of you are going to get nervous as fuck, and some of you are going to be bold as a lion. Like, I can handle this. See, a lot of modern men don't even understand how to function outside of your comfort zone. Oh, trust me, this is going to have a lot of influence with the rite of passages. The real you is not who you are in comfort. The real you is who you are during danger, distress, and discomfort. It is okay to get to know that real person. Don't forget to get with the underrated Breakfast Fellowship live this morning, 10 a.m. Let's get the line together. Let's hold it tight. Salute to the underrated darkness. Woo! Check out them 10 a.m. lives, man. I'll be on them more if I didn't fall asleep during that time. I'm gonna try to catch a few of them. See, but let me get back to it. It's okay to put yourself and test yourself every so often. Sometimes I go to the gym just to see where the strength lies. That day, I could probably lift only 330 pounds. Some other days, I could lift almost 500. Every day, you're getting better. Every day, you're maintaining. There's nothing wrong with that. Seriously. There's nothing wrong with getting to know yourself and the true who you are in some type of discomfort. Well, why would I go out of my safety zone? Well, a great leader is supposed to be someone who can still lead during the best of times and the worst of times. A great leader must be someone who can actually see the world in different functions. Your thinking needs to be in different vectors. See, it is okay, modern man, to go through heartbreak. Ah, boy. I'm probably hitting a lot of nerves right now.
Bro, I tell you, when a man can overcome
A
what's the
broken
word?
heart. A broken
Serious
heart. Uh,
breakups, if there's any, then you have
mhm.
made it one step closer to actual manhood. And heartbreaks, just like anything in life, you have to embrace and eventually overcome as a man. And if we never got this, like some dudes never probably had a girlfriend in high school, and I get the feeling, brother fellas, trust me, it is not a good thing. But once you overcome that first actual girlfriend that puts a place in your heart, and she breaks it, or whatever case may be, if you can overcome that, like I said, the sky is the limit.
Man, it's okay to go through heartbreak. Sometimes you're gonna have to go through it to get on with your life. See, the problem with the modern man, we want to stay around where we're not wanted, and we don't value our fucking shit. Okay, we don't value our time. We look at it as, hey, why can't why can't we why can't we just work this out? See, a man needs to learn that very valuable lesson. Some things can't be worked out. The best thing, I appreciate that, underrated. Some things you gotta leave and you gotta go. You gotta get through it. You gotta know when to hold them, and know when to fold them. Did you not learn from Kenny Rogers? Did you not learn that lesson? If you're dealing with a person that the only thing they do is constantly look through your phone, constantly think you're talking to somebody, constantly blaming you, get the hell out of there. You're giving that person more authority and more dominion over your life than you do. It is okay to go through it. Sometimes it's like going through a deep, dark tunnel. And when you finally see the other side or you see the light, you become stronger. Okay? I don't want to hear no man taking lumps. I don't want to hear anybody taking unnecessary beatings. You get out there and eventually you cry your tears. You don't cry in front of people. You go in the bathroom, you turn the water on, the faucet on, turn the shower faucet on, and you ball your head out. Wipe your face, get out there, flush the toilet so you could act like you would take it like a monster shit. And you go out there, you face the goddamn world. You don't bottle your feelings in. You don't bottle your feelings in. What's another one? Speaking of bottle your feelings in, it is okay to get help. Wait a minute. What are you talking about, Officer Faulkner? It is fucking okay to get help. No man knows everything. But no. I can't show weakness. Yes, you can. You just can't be weak. There's a difference between having a moment of weakness and just being in the totality of it. There is no reason, if you're going through mental stress, physical harm, emotional issues, and a spiritual downpouring, that you got to go through it by yourself. If there's something you don't understand, you can't comprehend, you just don't know, it is okay to get help. I had to learn that the hard way. No, I'm going to do this myself. If I'm not the expert in it, why not get an expert in it? That's the one thing black women got you beat over. You think black women's network is weak? Shit. You don't understand one thing, black man, if anything from this cast, you don't have to go through life alone. Use your network. Use your supporting army. Use the people who know. As my man Underrated just said, use the fellowship. You go through this shit in life thinking with this whole bullshit notion But a real man, stop listening to people, number one, who aren't men, who aren't going through your struggles, and get some help. And I can tell you right now, some of you or somebody out here who's a step away from committing suicide need to hear this shit. You need help. No, I don't want to go see a psychiatrist. I'm not crazy. Motherfucker, you probably are. Or a step away from it. A lot of us take on family struggles from generations ago, going through a really bad breakup, stress on a job. You could be a firefighter, police officer, lawyer, doctor, and you got enormous shit that you got to handle. It is okay to get a full bill of health, not just your body, not just your mind, but even your soul. It's okay to get that full bill of health. See, what we don't understand is we're trying to hold each other to standards that no one else holds themselves to. So we try to hold like a real man don't talk about his problems. And that real man is dying of stress. You wonder why you die quicker than anybody else on the earth. Because you die of ulcers, heart attacks, strokes, hypertension.
All right. Let's keep continue.
Uh-huh. You don't think that maybe, just maybe, you need to go see a physician, psychiatrist, whoever you get to get your spiritual and esoteric knowledge from? Just saying. Here's another thing you got to say. It's going to be very controversial. It is okay to tell your friends, your homeboys, that you love them. It's okay to tell your male family members that you love them. It is okay to tell your sons and grandsons you love them. Your father, you love them. You know why? One, it is good to feel loved by people who actually love you and support you. Two, you don't know how many chances in life you have to say. You get to say that to the person. No, I don't hug, or I don't need to hug my boys or my son. No. I know there's a lot of guys out there who says that stupid shit. But I'm proud to hug my son every time I leave out the house. I'm proud to tell him I love him. Something that ever happens to me, he will never second guess that my father loved me. I make it a point every time to let him know he's loved. Do you? But the reason why a lot of brothers out there feel that way is because they were never loved themselves. They were never appreciated. They were never valued. If it wasn't for something you could do for somebody or how you can make them look, you never felt valued. So you walk through life demoralized, and a lot of times the most hurt people try to hurt others so they could feel on par with each other. See what happens when you don't get that shit checked? Your self-loathing and your self-hatred will be more of a pandemic than COVID-19 will ever be. Think about it. The way you view yourself and your people has kept you in basically the economic dark ages for over 100 years. But what do I know? Well, are you still there, Chaos?
I'm here. I was going for the
Oh,
comment now. Give me 1 second. Charles, one question.
yes, sir.
In the journey of manhood, because we all men here, do you
Uh-huh.
feel that most of us men today don't really take the journey in itself too seriously with really uncertain environment we're in?
Honestly, no.
Yeah.
I'll
And
say that with conviction, no.
why do you think that
Uh,
is? I mean,
it's because the country has gone so gynocentric. They really think they don't need men, and a lot of men are still looking for their value in life. So what happens is you're gonna get two types of men. You're gonna get the man who only see his masculinity through women,
Mhm.
or he's gonna forsake his masculinity and try to be a woman himself.
Mm. One or the other. Okay.
Think about it. The homosexual existence, his whole existence is due to a woman.
Yeah.
How he pleases her in bed, how he pleases her in bed, how he how he makes her feel happy. She makes her feel prettier than what she really is.
Mm-hmm.
What time does he what time does he have to better himself?
Well, to be honest with all of that, what emphasis time he's gonna make just to better himself? Everything's given to him
Mm-hmm.
like a child.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying.
So when you when you actually see when you actually see shit for what it is and not what you want it to be, you're no longer held under that racial psychosis. What I mean is that you won't have a bunch of women lying saying, we're not all that bad when you know sure as shit that you are. You won't have a bunch of men saying, oh, we don't have an epidemic against us, and you know that you do.
Mm-hmm.
When you actually the first step to knowing you have no, to getting rid of your problem is to know you have a problem and to actually admit it. You're not valued, you're not loved. You're going through the life thinking that if I could get one more body, I'm a real man. If I could please all these women, I could real man. But what happens is you look at these guys and they're dying inside. They're dead. They have no drive. They have no ambition. All they want to do is just keep a roof over their fucking head.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those all you really are is just spare dick. And that's a sad existence.
Worthless existence, like hard
Yeah,
work.
yeah.
I can't live like that very much right now.
You'll be surprised who does.
Mhm.
You'll be surprised who does. Because eventually you're gonna have to look at that man in the mirror and have a coming to Jesus, Allah, Buddha, Thor, Shango, Ra, whatever god you want to put up there. You want to put all of them, put all of them. You're gonna have that coming to truth moment, man. Here's another thing modern men don't understand. It's okay to be different. It's okay not to like everything the status quo likes.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to have a mind of your own. Here it is. You got black men who are legitimately married because of politics and because they don't want to anger their women. They don't want to anger their women. I'm gonna vote for Trump because hey, Trump's got things that's going on that's a part of political my political status. Excuse me, ideology. But he's afraid to say that in his own damn house where he pays mortgage to his wife. And because he wants to keep the peace and because he's afraid of her mouth, he's not going to say shit. For some of the teenagers.
Man, fuck that shit. In your own house, you pay the fucking bills. You can't say you can revoke for somebody. What the wife gonna do? Gonna say pack your shit, throw your shit out.
That's what they're afraid. That's what they're afraid of.
Well, it goes back to manhood. You gotta be that patriarch in your family. And if most is thinking like that, it makes a question the patriarch. Just saying.
That's what they're afraid of. I mean, they're afraid of being men in their own goddamn houses. Oh, you better not be voting for Trump. Blah, 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 blah. And then you know what she's going to do? She's going to get her friends and her family to gang up on you. And what you're going to do in that ballot box. Even in the damn ballot box where nobody can see you, and you're going to bitch out. And you know you bitched out. Talk all that shit to men, but a little 5'2" woman can turn a pit bull into a damn chihuahua. Damn shame, man. You got these guys out there not sure of themselves, ashamed to have a difference of opinion, ashamed to like something that's not quote unquote stereotypically black. But then you start to regret things that you had opportunities. You had an opportunity to go for something. Had to stop and listen, but both of you deserve to listen till bedtime. Oh yeah, but you're ashamed to actually be something that's contrary to the status quo. I'm just like, oh, I'm not yelling yet. That's my we just begun to fight. See, my man Craig Harper had a business. Let me ask you a question, Craig. How many people say, nah, you shouldn't start your business? Nah, it's not worth it. Go get a 9 to 5. Nah, go out there and just make some money. But you had to do something different. That's to do with ballot box bitch. Yeah, that's some true shit, man. Ballot box bitch. You got guys who scared if their girlfriend said, if you vote for Trump or their wife, you ain't getting no pussy anymore. Where? Okay. We'll see about that. And I'm not endorsing anybody. I'm just saying you're scared to make a goddamn decision in your house where you pay the bills.
Fucking sad. Fucking sad.
Sad. And I've seen it. She takes over the whole damn house, but she only gives you the goddamn basement.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you get the man cave.
All of any areas, and you pay the bills, and say, man, that's what marriage life is. Shit. You guys got no control. Anyway. Mm-hmm.
There's a man cave.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be damned if I don't have say of what the fuck I could do from the tip of the roof to the bottom floor of the basement. What I could do with that whole house. A lot of dudes call themselves warriors, but they scared. Uh-uh-uh. Hey, hey, honey, you don't mind if I if we could talk about politics? Yeah, you better not be voting for that goddamn Trump. I'll beat your ass. I'll tell you very quickly. A lot of you out there need to grab your nuts. Yet, I ask you every dollar every time. Why don't you try to make those dollars while she still expects? Good point. So she wants the man cave to pay sewing room, and she don't even. Yeah, that's true. And then guess what? Even when you take the man cave, she still finds her way to get down to your fucking shit. Mm. Yeah, it's impossible. Very impossible. What's another one that we could talk about? It's okay to turn some pussy down when you gotta accomplish some shit.
What's that thing that Jay Sean said? By the time you might get into the pussy and all of a sudden some hits up and say, no, you gotta stop. Pull up, yeah, go find pants, pull back on and do your business.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's called dick control.
Mm-hmm. Gotta have dick control.
Gotta have dick control. One of the few things black women don't want you to do, brothers. Have no control.
Gotta have dick control. Mm-hmm. My man Craig Harper said a bunch. I don't let people tell me what to do, what I can't do. I just quit my day job for Tipsy Tulips, and I'm doing Uber, DoorDash for these bills. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. My man LaShawn said, "See, spoke facts 2 minutes in. Why do I want to go to sleep? Pause my Z's. They short circuit when you deny the pussy. Oh yes, get it all. Let's talk about it all the time. And about efforts, my business part of myself can't make everyone else rich. It's about us now, shit, right? See, it's okay to deny pussy when you got an assignment that's due. If you got a business meeting, if you got a promotional board like I did, I had to stay up and study. I literally slept papers on top of papers that I've typed, that recently promoted sergeants typed, a guy who's number 3 on the list to become lieutenant. You have to say no to pussy. You have to refuse it sometimes because pussy, if not put in its right, proper timing and space, will discombobulate all your shit. And it will have a hold on you like crack cocaine. Ask me how I know. Well, Asafata, that's not right. Bullshit. Bullshit. What they say? I never seen a man lose women chasing money, but I saw a lot of men lose money chasing women. Don't let that shit get a hold of you that you can't get out from it and be like, no, I'm good. What you talking about? Well, shorty, I like to hang with you, but I got to study. I got this big test. How many brothers we know that could get full rides to college, that should be promoted, but because they couldn't get over that pussy hump, what happened? They still menial. They still weakened. But yet, like my man Craig Harper says, when that pussy got a hold of you, you're making her rich and not you. Mm, think about it, right? How many guys in college, academically and athletically, are paying the price right now for just not saying no at that moment, knowing damn well you could have got your shit done and dealt with her later, but you had to do it when you knew you should have been studying, when you knew you should have been focused on your business, we should have been focused on your martial art, you should have been focused on your damn whatever. But you knew.
Yeah.
But it's okay. Guess what? What's she gonna call you? Oh, you don't want to fuck me because you gay. Well, I'll be a rich gay man and fuck you.
And it's funny how the word itself so loosely. A lot of the black females, you better screw me or you're gay. You're
It's
gay.
shaming.
It's the most unique shaming tactic, but it's the most bullshit. A lot of men fall for it because let's keep on. Most of your chicks don't feel about homosexuality, just like a good portion of our communities. So the calm black men get like there's some term of self, you know what I mean, endearment or some form of trying to push the buttons. Nah, that don't work with dudes that have shit together.
See, I gotta
So,
get up. I gotta stand up and walk for this shit, man. Y'all making me get on my good and bad foot. See, let me read what my man Craig said. Listen, having dick control makes you more sexier to sexy women. And a damn pussy in a world of thirsty is rare, classy gangster. At Charles for real, bro. See, my man Stark Pack said, I'm 26 figuring this out. I'm realizing that they're using pussy as currency. Once I decline it, they don't know what to do. The mechanism to extract my resources has failed, and there's no plan B. The only plan B they know is when they might have a pregnancy scare. But see, this is the point that I make about it. They want to shame you into falling for their trap. But once you don't, guess where the power lies? It lies with you. Because she has only two options: go for the next sucker or fall in. And if she knows that you're the best thing that she's ever got, guess what she's going to do? She's going to fall the fuck in. And if she leaves, oh well, she did you a favor. And for Stark Packs, guess what? You're part of my biggest demographic. From what? 28 and below. And then my demographic picks up from 40 to 50. Shaven is the last bastard. Oh, yeah. That's how I know they lost. See, there's nothing wrong with having a desire for it, but it's something about controlling those desires. Something that's very precious about that. You either give in to your monster's desires and then wonder why you can't get any respect, or you realize one thing and one thing only: You are the captain of your destiny and the master of your fate, no matter what. Your decisions now will actually affect generations later. Let me say it for the niggas in the back. Your decisions now will affect generations later. See, women's brains are not wired to think generationally. They only think about the nest. Men look for legacy, not women. Okay? It is okay to start your legacy now. It is okay to be different from the status quo. It is okay to love and appreciate yourself. Here's another one before I open up the panel. It is okay not to be humble. Whoa, 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 whoa. What do you mean by that, Officer Faulkner? I was taught by the church. I was taught by my mama. I was taught by my grandmother. You got to be humble. Only person you're supposed to be humble to is to God. You know, when a white guy is bombastic, ballistic, passionate, when he has a cause and he's willing to fight for it, they call him a maverick. But you have to stay humble. Why is it that you got to stay humble, but everybody around you has to, well, I'm the most educated. We got the most businesses. Does that sound humble to you? Stop falling for the bullshit.
I got a PhD.
I got a PhD.
Okay.
I got a PhD. I got a PhD. But what she really said is, I got a gas powered vibrator hooked up to a Sears diehard battery.
When the batteries run out, that's it. Look, I gotta take batteries off the remote. It drilled me up. Gonna fuck around and shock your pussy. Girl.
Yep.
Get an engine?
I got a PhD. Are they humble when they talk about their accomplishments? So why are you?
Hell no.
We literally got PhDs, business owners, law enforcement, fire EMS, truck drivers, owner operators, social scientists, you know, biologists and scientists. You name it, we got it in this sphere. But yet, you should be quiet, kept about it. When Asian men do well, are they humble? When Arabic men, are they humble? You can't even come to the fucking seat of power. Start fact that they have kept black men at the bottom in order to disrupt our accumulation of power. Not just your accumulation of power, but your accumulation of confidence, your accumulation of wealth, your accumulation of self-worth, your accumulation of self-realization. They do it because if you actually realized that you were getting a bad deal, you would vote with your feet and leave their asses. With that said, I'm going to open it up. See what people got to say about this subject.
Okay.
Because a lot of it is, let's just face it, man. You know, a lot of black modern men don't know. They don't understand. You mean I could be the leader of my family? I don't have to listen to some chick that looks like a cross between Mrs. Butterworth and Aunt Jemima. I don't have to date that. Oh Lord, I'm free. See, the one thing about the black man, he's told that he should wait till he die and go to heaven and get his reward. But he looks around, everybody else is getting their rewards. That's a shame. Come on, Stacks Packs. Come on up. Anybody else who wants to come up? Because it's shameful. It's downright shameful that these young men are not even taught. It's okay not to accept foolishness, not to accept the worst of humanity. It's okay to be respected. Were you able to pull it up, Chaos?
Do you want me to play that?
You can.
All right. Since Mr. Faulkner wants to play, I'm on the other PC. Let's look here. I'm on YouTube. Let me check. Let me go check some right now. Oh yes, I'm on YouTube. Okay. What I am about to play, and it's not lengthy, but this is gonna trigger a lot of women that comes on your channel and they go back and find this. But it's all good, with that, Mr. Faulkner. I think they are gonna be mad about this particular woman. And now mind you, I'm not fond of celebrities, this, Ray Charles. But since I'm noticing a lot of people talk about it, especially women, man. So, and we're gonna share the screen. And make sure it's the right one. All right. All right. All right. Let me check. So, and I put my Cash App down there, so y'all know the deal. All right.
Because we're gonna get to the bottom of this shit tonight. Good smoke.
Hold on. All right, hold on. I'm not sure if this is sharing.
I gotcha.
All right. As y'all will listen, and then me and Charles will talk briefly while people come up. Let it begin. I present to you submission. Turn the volume up. This one.
So I'm going to say right here that I, Jeannie Mai, going into my marriage, I want to submit to my man. Let me explain. Okay, before you start feeling some type of way, Jeannie Mai is just letting people know she doesn't want to be the leader when it comes to her marriage with her fiance, Z. Girls, it's tiring being the boss of me. It's tiring leading all the time. All the time. It's tired to be the boss.
Now, y'all hearing this?
Oh yeah, they're tired of being a boss.
Wait, you see, there's four men in the panel. Who's the one that's not really having that weird look? Can y'all notice?
The one who's happy in the relationship.
Now,
look at that.
I count four ladies. Which one
what's up,
is
Star?
giving that look?
Peace, everybody. What's going on?
Now, before I continue playing, have y'all noticed something? When I turn on and listen to this, I noticed something. One black woman's giving that look. Can y'all tell?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Why is it
In the
always
top
the
left.
is always overweight? That
The
is
one who
very
looks like the one who looks like the cybernetic version of Mrs. Butterworth and Angie Mama.
yeah. That one. Yeah. Now, mind you, this woman, this bitch, months ago said something about black men. This one right here.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're going
It goes,
full screen tonight with that shit.
well, I don't know if I can zoom in. Well, y'all want to zoom in now?
Oh, I zoomed in already.
Shit.
Oh, man, the bitch. I got a note in an iPad, and this bitch taking up all the room. That
Okay,
bitch
yeah.
in the corner so damn fat, she's taking up data.
Now, mind you, the reason why I'm doing this is because I'm showing a picture. The first thing I hear this, and I've noticed the 4 days back home comfortable, when the sisters, or I should say some of them, certain sisters, I can't speak all of them, but let's say for a good portion of the black women here, there's a certain look when another woman or cultural racial woman says about it brings this sort of look in their face.
Go back to that. Rewind that so people can see. Just
All right.
rewind it when she mentions that shit. Just look at her face.
People know she doesn't want to be the leader when it comes to her marriage with her fiance Jeezy. Girls, it's tiring being the boss of me. It's tiring leading all the time. All the time. It's tired to be the boss all the time. The real couple.
Do y'all rewind that? And all 3 of them say yes, I'm tired, except one. Damn. God damn. And this is what a lot of black men may complain about most of the sisters. And find out, say, hold on, you're overweight, you're aggressive, you're damn sure not submissive. What can you do with this?
Like, why should I?
I cannot.
Here's another thing for you young men out there, and you older men. It is okay not to accept anybody's bullshit and to only accept their best. Hey Starks, does that chick look like she's giving a good example to a man that she wants to get a good man and put on her best to you?
You talking about the one who said she's tired, or the one who ain't say nothing at all?
The one who ain't saying nothing at all.
Oh, absolutely not. I mean, it's pretty obvious to me that the others are pretty aware of the situation, but so is the one who didn't say nothing, because she comes from a family who are matriarchs, obviously, and or anything else except being in control. So when these women talk about it, it's foreign to her.
Oh yeah. Continue playing Chaos.
All right,
That's gonna get good.
Hold on. Gotta make sure. Hold on, sorry. Give me a second. Oh damn.
Tired to be the boss of her. Be the leader when it comes to her marriage with her fiance Jeezy. Girls, it's tiring being the boss of me. It's tiring leading all the time. All the time. It's tired to be the boss of her all the time. The real co-host is tired of making so many decisions when it comes to her career. She likes the idea of her man taking the lead at home. I'm a very dominant woman. I own my business. I lead my teams. I played my own manager, my own publicist, my own lawyer when I didn't have money to have those people. So I make the decisions in my life. When I come home, I like the idea that my man leads us. And she's making one thing clear. Being submissive doesn't mean she's lower than her husband. That doesn't mean that in this case, Jay makes all the decisions for us. That doesn't mean that when he says, how are we spending our money? Or where are we moving? That I just say, yes, sir. Or yes, your honor. Like, it's not that. It's a, you know what? I think that we would do best here. I want to do this. And he takes the decision. He formulates it with our overall vision. And he leads us. And I like to submit to that. Jeannie said how she grew up definitely played a factor in deciding what type of marriage she wants to have. My mom she has a very strong force, and she took over a lot of decisions in the household to the point that my dad, unless it was always going to be a fight, he was like, you know what? Go ahead, whatever you want to decide, go ahead, and I'm just going to do me, and that causes a wedge. And I can have that tendency. I'm just saying, for me, I can have that tendency to follow like my mom because it's what I grew up in and I saw it.
But we have a feeling this whole submissive thing is working for Jeannie and Jeezy. I mean, hello, the man bought her a billboard proving he knows how to lead.
I just want to wish you luck on your big night tonight. Got a little something for you.
Yep, Jeannie is currently competing on this season of Dancing with the Stars, but Jeezy took matters into his own hands by telling fans to vote for her.
Who gets their fiance a billboard just to encourage people to vote for Dancing with the Stars, but on their birthday?
All right, that's and you know how I am. I'm just gonna hold on. That's it. I'm just gonna leave this image right here. Now, mind you, can everybody hear me?
You ever notice how the picture starts to how the problem fixes itself? See, this is the problem with the modern woman. Your daughters and your granddaughters see you, and they see the fucking curmudgeons that you are, and they wonder why all these wonderful men, all these fucking handsome men that they call them, well off, rich, are not even bothering with them. You know what she said? I'm gonna shut the fuck up and let him lead. But guess what? The one thing I do have to give a little pushback. If the man said we're moving here, why not? Because Jeezy got deep money, okay? Jeezy got deep pockets.
Little boy. And she said that she works too, and she had to come home and spend. Now, mind you, a lot of women, they always put these criteria, which, okay. But only thing is, with the criteria, you better be able to look and perform at a certain level, ladies. And a lot of y'all are very subpar to get the man that you really want.
I keep saying this shit. A lot of people in these godless marriages, these loveless marriages, think they're outdoing people. How the fuck are you really? Like, matter of fact, I'm gonna stop talking. I want Starks Facts, a millennial, a 26-year-old. He's much closer to 18 than I am. So I want him to talk about this.
The first thing I noticed about this video is that the only reason that they gave as to why she wants her man to leave is because it gets tiring. And it's too much. You know, she's doing too many things already on her own. But she fails to understand that this is the kind of environment that men exist in on a daily basis. So her complaining that she's tired and stuff is just proof in it of itself that the role's not built for her.
So don't you love these young motherfuckers? They are so smart, man. These are book reading motherfuckers. I love them. Keep going, man. Keep preaching.
So she's getting older, and it's starting to wane on her more and more. So she finds herself a value male. She's kind of ducking for cover at this point, if you ask me. So she gets into this relationship, she's gonna do what he's doing. The thing is that they don't realize that it's his choice whether or not they get married. So basically, she does have to subscribe to his program, or there's no program at all.
See, out of the mouth of babes come the truth. See, I'm glad you peeped that out too. You ever notice this one thing? When women do something spectacular, men been doing that for over 100,000, 200,000, 2 million years. I had to get a job. Oh, welcome to what we do all our life. Well, I'm so strong. I have to get a business. I have to do this. Who the fuck was helping Jeezy? Even after Big Meech went to jail. He still had to get his brand out there. He still had to grind. But yet, who was there to help? Put it to you this way. I'm going to give you a good example, right? My coworker, Reese. Definition of a fucking Amazon. She's like 6 foot 6'1". She'll be 40 next year, but she looks about 12 years younger. Beautiful, beautiful girl. When I took the sergeant test the first time last year, she didn't understand how amazing it was to get on the list with no help. You feel me? I didn't study for the test last year. I didn't study. And when she said the amount of studying she did, she said, dude, I have to take my hat off to you. I was like, what? For you to even make the fucking list, out of 600 people, I was in the top 60. Okay? And that's without studying. So you telling me right now and right here that when she noticed, like, hell, y'all have to go through this shit? God damn. And that's when people start having appreciation. It's like what Stark said. She had to take a back seat because it was raining on her. Does Jeezy look any different than what he did 12 years ago, 15 years ago?
No. When they first came out with the group, I think that was in 2005. I forgot the name of the group.
Does he look any? He looks the same goddamn age, doesn't he? His son just graduated college. That lets you know how old he is. Okay. Think about it. He looks the same. He looks practically the same goddamn way as when he first came out big.
Because he's built for it.
He's built for it. Thank you. See, I keep telling women this. We are beasts of burden. We are gods of war. See, women are the gods of the bounty, and the goddesses of bounty and beauty. They're not supposed to be out there trying to fight. I don't know if you seen my my live stream about the differences between men and women. It's in the archives. When you do yourself a favor, whenever you have time, go look it up. And Chaos and I brought up when a Marine captain, female white captain, said women should stay. Basically, she would say women should stay the fuck out of combat. Because it physically changes them, and it hurts them in so many ways. Not even the combat, just the training alone. She damn near almost became sterile. She lost so much weight. She lost so much muscle mass. And she was breaking down mentally, physically, and emotionally and spiritually. And all she seen was these men just keep driving on, keep having perseverance. Same thing here. You're doing what, think about it. Master P became a fucking mogul out the back of his trunk. Think about it. Because I remember when they came out when I was in high school, and they had the little colorful covers with the backgrounds. He became a multi-millionaire starting from the back of his goddamn trunk. That's nothing for men.
I'm starting to realize
this man's even hustling even more hard now, creating good chips. I see it. One time I bought some Biggie Smalls chips, and it was made by Master P. I mean, I tell you, man is very innovative.
And what were you saying, Starks?
I was just saying that this just kind of speaks to the situation that we're in terms of like our times, the modernization of times. Because if you think about it, women have never really been in a position to do what they're doing now ever before. So essentially, they don't have a bar of standard. So anything that they do is an accomplishment. It's amazing. But to me, I look at it and say, well, that's not a big deal because I do all that stuff all the time. And
Yeah.
that's what they don't get. It's like you come to me, you say, well, I got my own job, I got my own car, I got my own crib. It's like, all right, I would hope so because you got to survive out here,
Like, welcome to being an adult. You
Yeah.
want praise for being an adult. I take care of my kids. Nigga, you supposed to.
I'm glad. Good.
It's like they want praise for the mundane.
Exactly.
They do.
And I had an ex-girlfriend call me the other day, and she was very upset with her current boyfriend. And it was mainly because
cuffing season is among us. Go ahead.
Trying. But she was basically highly upset. She basically headed her boyfriend's best, and it boiled down to the simple fact that he didn't have a job. She had to spend money for them to be together for the day, and she thought that she was being, a righteous person by choosing a guy who, who was nice to her, had good morals, and all the non-tangibles. And even still, she ends up hating his guts. So it just says to me that the stuff that we think they like, in terms of our non-tangibles, is almost a zero factor if you don't got any physicals behind it. That's what they need you for. And if you're not doing that, even on an instinctive level, she can't even understand why, but she hates him.
See, this is the part. You know about if I break it down before you start?
Go ahead.
This is what feminism robbed women of, is their femininity. And that's what Shorty was saying at the Entertainment Tonight video that Chaos posted. And don't forget to donate to the chief engineer. He's bringing you some good shit. When people think we lie and he's bringing you this shit, please donate something to him. See, number one, what's the point of being in a relationship if you got to play the man role with a man? Feminism has robbed women of telling them you're a part. It actually told them you're a partner. See, a partner is supposed to give. When there's a noise, guess who's taking the gun downstairs to check for it? When there's shit to be fixed, guess who's got to fix it? Guess who's got to go buy a new garbage disposal and either figure out how to put it on himself or pay a motherfucker and learn how to put it on in case when it happens again. Guess who's got to go change a goddamn tire? People know there's 2 times you don't bother me: when I'm in between a fucking Madden game, a UFC fight, or the Ravens are playing. And guess what my ex-girlfriend did? Drive a car I told her not to drive, and her father's in the car, had to take a hammer, had to hit her starter, bang on that shit like Mighty Thor to get it started back up.
Oh, you mean like you texting and knock it to Joe to back up?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But that's called what? Ingenuity of men.
Mm-hmm.
But yet you don't listen to the protection to keep you protected. What if I was out of state? Because your boy is doing some connections, and I'm gonna be doing some shit out of state with people, connecting with them. Hell, when this COVID shit blows, I'm gonna be funding a trip to fucking Vegas. I'm gonna try to put on a trip to Vegas or a trip to one of these ski resorts. For single men, single women, couples, whatever. You think I'm not? Especially, we're gonna build this brand. We're gonna build this brand sky high. What if I was out of state doing business, and I told you not to drive it, and I told you, here, take my car or whatever? But motherfuckers don't remember that, do they?
Not at all.
But this is the reason why I tell you, you're a smart dude, because before 30, Hopefully you got some training. Hopefully you got some college, some training, something underneath your belt. Because wait till you hit about 30, 32, 33, especially 35. The numbers you put up in 20s, shit. When you hit your 30s, man, I'm glad I'm a police officer. They give you a stick to fight the motherfuckers off with.
My skill right now is cooking, but I understand what you're saying. The thing that gets me the most is that they've failed to realize that what they're asking for is essentially the position of men, which makes them subject to the environment. So they're also subject to the happenstance and circumstances that are unpredictable, but they don't know how to deal with those things. So once it happens, there's no response, or they have to call a man for a response to the situation. So what I'm seeing now is they're coming out and they're saying things like, I can do whatever you can do, but they only say it when they're only saying that when it's convenient. I have to say it whether it's convenient or not, and get it done.
I had to tell that to a sergeant a few years back. I said, you want me to be on 524 posts, which was not, at one time, it was not just the most dangerous post in Baltimore City. It was not just the most dangerous post in the Baltimore and the surrounding counties, not just the state of Maryland. It was one of the top 3 most dangerous posts in the United States. So, but you would not put a female there during those times because, I had to fucking make a way to keep this shit clear. And I literally managed not to have a felony crime for 6 months, 6-7 months while I was working. I didn't even realize it till they came down they came down from what they call when all the majors, all the district commanders go downtown and they go to what's called crime stat. And they have to answer to all the higher ups, including up to the commissioner himself. And they said, well, you didn't have a crime during these hours when this officer was working. As a matter of fact, the only felony crime we had was a robbery of a McDonald's, but that wasn't even on my post. You feel me? But I told this one sergeant, would you expect the female officers to do the same? You say it on paper, but deep down in your heart, you don't. You give them excuses. You give them leadway. And it's not being sexist, it's being true. That's why I always say, stop calling women, children with tits. No, because they know what the fuck's going on. A lot of women, salute to them, are smartening the fuck up. They're looking at their mothers, they're looking at their grandmothers, and how curmudgeonous they are, and how lonely they are, and how upset they are. They said, and how miserable. And they said, no, I want a fulfilling relationship. I want to die happy. I want to die love. I want to live within the totality of being understood and appreciated. I want to love my man. I don't want this friction. Think about it. He bought her a billboard to support her because she supported him. See, the power of your femininity will drive a man to do great things, and you will be the benefactor of it. Somebody get this mic because it's burning right now.
And it shows that if you be respectful and feminine and caring to me, I will give the energy to you. Or what do you call it? Reciprocity.
Reciprocity is a motherfucker, boy.
That's how it works. Now, a lot of black women said they do it with a lot of dudes. And I'm thinking saying, you do to which dudes now? That I want to know, because you don't go hard paint to the dudes that at least still have something to show for. You go by the feeling. what makes your pussy go ooh, 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 ooh. But in regards, if you mean productive, like, well, you picked them. And one thing, bro, because this is out now and people are slowly but surely making their rounds on YouTube with this crap.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of female content creators talk a lot of shit about Jeezy, maybe Jenny Mai in some way. They go and pray and hope that this relationship don't last. Capru say, "I told you these niggas ain't shit. I'm waiting for these niggas ain't shit." They are hoping and praying. And makes me want to say, do you think black men waste time and hope pray that Serena Williams' marriage, this Molly Gate, or any other black woman that is outside married, or if they're even married, or wherever the case may outside the group? No, we don't waste time.
Not at all.
We don't waste time. But it goes
No.
that women, because by default, this is all you got. And you go out to make use of that. You go out to do what is necessary to compete properly. And you go to start, you're going to hate this. You're going to compete. You're going to compete. You're going to compete. And much as I don't want to tell you, baby girl, yes, you're going to have to. Any man that tells his own fucking daughters, black daughters, from this black woman that you don't have to compete, you set your daughter to failure. She's going to compete.
Any man that tells his daughters that she doesn't have to compete for a man, this is my response to you. I want y'all to look at the screen.
As a matter of fact, let me stop sharing screen share. I'm sorry.
You should be hit that goddamn hard that seismic energy rolls off a motherfucker's fist. Because you just doomed your fucking daughters to a life of spinsterhood. Yes, guess what? This is what life is going to tell you eventually when you reach a certain age as a woman. You're going to kneel. You're going to be broken and you're going to have to kneel because you're going to end up with men that you're not supposed to. You're going to get pregnant by men you weren't supposed to. And then you're going to continue this fucked up cycle. This fucked up cycle. And then what happens? Well, I don't know. See, go ahead.
I was just going to add that on each rotation, your value goes lower and lower. So the quality of men never increases. So you're stuck dealing with worse and worse men.
Yeah. And you got to think about it. You said one of your biggest talents is cooking. Last time I checked, is that a function that human beings will always need?
Yes.
So let's say you start with a truck and build up into a cafe and probably still have your truck because guess what? That truck is mobile. You go where the mouths are. And you think of business. See, men think in legacy. Women think of nest. See, you got to understand this. When that man said, I'm going to buy her a billboard, you know why? Because she supported his career. It's going to make our brand bigger when you get all this notoriety. And you saw the chick up there, fat, looking like she was wearing some John Deere shirts. What do you mean? But guess what? That's the same look.
Matter of fact, let me put it back with you again.
That's the same damn look.
Okay. Screen share this one.
That all of them are going to look when they see a multi-million dollar man like Jeezy, multi-million-dollar man like a high-priced lawyer or doctor, and they let him go by.
All right, you good.
Sure. That tells you how fucking sorry you are. Look at that look. As soon as she said it, she looked like she wanted to. I ain't submitting to nobody.
Yeah,
I ain't submitting. The only thing I submit to is hypertension.
And think about it. She's in a race with I ain't gonna say. I saw pictures. I'm not impressed.
I don't
I am
even submit the Lane. I don't even submit the Lane Bryant.
I mean, you can see how far out of the loop she is. Like, all of this stuff is kind of just going over her head, really, because she's hearing it, but she's not liking it one bit.
Hell
Doesn't
no.
compute.
Let me tell you something, young brother. What you're seeing right now, right? A lot of women will do content on that, especially, right? And they're going to do content when they show that same expression from Lonnie Love and say, "This Lionel knows what's coming." He's saying, "I hope that they gets divorced by this Asian man. I hope so. I'm praying to God."
They're
So
praying.
you're not faithful. I told you we're not faithful, but we have a long history. Because of slavery, we're not faithful. Get the fuck out of here.
She's praying to the God.
You don't know fucking man. And
She's praying to the goddess. She's praying to the bitter goddess. She's praying to that bitter goddess. Stacosis. Spence Costis. The goddess of bitterness. The patron god of bitter bitches. Spence Costis. The patron god of bitter bitches. I hope they fuck up. Ooh, I hope they see. It's crazy. It's crazy because you look at this shit, and every time I come on live, I'm surprised I get one of these bitter bitches to come up here in the chat and say, "Nah," which I'm daring them to do. Because I'll be nice to them. I'll let them come up on the chat, and I'll ask them a question. I said, "Look, is being out of shape, unsubmissive, uncooperative, unsupportive, uncaring, and demeaning towards your men, is that going to land you a good man? Or is that going to land you?"
It don't even land you to even make a man stay around.
Or is that going to land you into the cock carousel if you're lucky? Or the Heartbreak Hotel? And I ain't talking Michael Jackson or Shawn Michaels.
Mm-hmm.
But yet, you take so much pride. It's like I told my homegirl. I said, but yet, so many chicks take so much pride. Well. What if a chick has multiple children and she's giving birth? I work in the Northern District. I live in the Eastern. Okay, it scares me when I see white couples with a stroller because I'm not used to white couples in my neighborhood. But guess what? She's gonna be jogging while that baby's in a stroller. So that means the baby's not even walking yet. Or the baby can barely walk. Guess what she's doing? She cutting that shit down. I bet you she will be a fucking vegan eating or a fucking fish eating motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
Because she knows in her culture, her man will leave her and find the next damn thing smoking.
Facts.
She knows it. She intrinsically knows it.
Listen, bro, it's so bad with them that all to do is the man has to give him that look.
Mm-hmm.
What you doing? You better get that shit right. Get
What's
it
up,
right.
Dre?
Get it tight.
What's going on?
Yeah. See,
doing,
Dre. Dre, I want you to look at that. I want to look at that look right there. See, that looks like a look of like hatred, despair. I could have got Jeezy if I wanted to, but I ain't want him.
Well, no, I know that look right there, and I know what that look is. That look right there is the look. Well, I said that look right there is the look of your baby mama when she gets a child support paper back saying that they terminated child support.
Oh shit! You should have wrote on there. You should have wrote on there big bold letters. Gotcha, bitch.
Well, I ain't gonna lie. I got a letter in the mail saying that she didn't respond to the letter right, so I got to send another letter off. Hopefully,
I get a certified mail. Take a bit.
I think about taking that bitch down there in person.
Make
sure it gets there.
Buy the nicest bottle of fucking Okay, I gotta do it. I gotta do my Ric Flairs and get the nicest, the most expensive bottle of blue fucking label Johnny Walker. Woo! Get the nicest fine $40 cigar. Woo! Put a little bit of rocks in it, in that little cup. And as soon as you get that hit, mail been delivered, take a big puff.
Well, I don't know. This is what just gets me with the women and stuff. It's like, why? I mean, I sit up here and laugh. It's like, all you got to do is, be nice. I mean, they act like being nice is so difficult.
You know what's funny, Dre, that you say that? You know what's funny, fellas? I'm going to bring this down a little bit. I'm going to bring it back up in a little bit. But I'm going to tell you one thing about it. There's fellas, as weird as it may be to me, who will still date big chicks.
I know.
But all they ask is for you to be nice. We didn't say you got to swing the goddamn English Channel. We didn't say you got to find a cure to cancer. We just said be nice.
Well,
I'm a decent.
I can't say nothing. You got one on the panel right here, so see.
I'm gonna come out with
admit it.
I'm gonna come out with that new love song called "Give Me That Chubby Chaser Love."
The fundamental thing it seems like is the submission.
The girls can't do it. They don't do it for niceness. They just don't.
What we say at start?
I was just saying, like, the fundamental thing seems to be the niceness, or which, and submission seems like an aspect of the niceness, really. But it's kind of sad because she's really stuck on this mentality of, strong black woman, and she's unable to change. So it's like she's really screwed herself out of anything resembling a happiness that she would otherwise want.
Well, I think a lot of too. I've noticed with a lot of times, especially with our women, it's like they argue for the sake of arguing.
Yeah.
It's like, it's like if it's just a minute chance that something can happen, or it's like a rule that they are not allowed to be agreeable. If they agree with you on any aspect, you be like, the sun is shining today. No, motherfucker, it's raining. Like, but it's sun. I'm just letting you know it rained over there. I'm like, but the sun is outside. It ain't like I had any control. Motherfucker, didn't I tell you it was raining? And see, that's the problem with y'all hard ass niggas. Y'all don't want to listen. Like, well, goddamn,
Like sometimes make you want to be like, bitch, get in the middle of the street so I can start this car.
That's right.
Goddamn. And you be like, you be thinking to yourself, like, really? You argue all this shit, really? Like today, my ex called me and she's in the middle of her classes. And she said, my law professor said they trying to reverse Roe v. Wade. I said, I told you that 2 years ago when I was talking on BGS's panel when we went to Coliseum. They're trying to do it. I said, the reason why they're doing it is because of the negative birth rate. And she was like, oh, you don't listen.
So let me ask a question.
Well, I mean, it was so bad. I forget. Like, if you even noticed, even yesterday at that debate the other day with, it's like, and you see, she did pull all of the typical lines. I'm not even gonna lie. If I was, I think after watching this year, I'll probably never vote for a Democratic. I think that black men especially. If you ever notice, everything that she mentioned, it was all programs that you see, those things weren't going to benefit men in no type of way. The only way, well, let me take that back. They would probably benefit men in some type of way. It'll increase the debt that you have to pay. If you notice that all of the things is geared towards, like you watch the media gears them towards making them act this way and thinking that's the way they're supposed to act.
Because they confuse.
They want to keep. No, but
they confuse struggle. They confuse struggle. They confuse struggle with strength.
Right.
See, I got a quote for my Street Fighter 4 fans. I gotta go back and quote Dudley. There's a difference between refined strength and uncouth violence.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yep. You know who I might end up voting for? I want to vote for that goddamn Fly because he seemed like he had some interesting shit to say.
He was definitely trying to get on the mic.
It was like, man, that's some bullshit. And I know bullshit because I eat it. Matter of fact, I'm going to tell you what you need to do.
Oh, shit. But I ain't gonna lie.
Y'all should donate for that timely ass joke, by the way. But
No,
it's like,
I'll say
look,
Pence is a much better debater than Kamala and Trump. I mean, Kamala and Biden.
And they were cutting that tweet. Like I said, thank you, Mr. Vice President. We're moving on very quickly. I said, wait, goddamn.
Right.
you know what's so funny about Pence? Besides the fact that he looks like Grace Bannon from Johnny Quest, I swear to God, as soon as I see him elected, I was like, the vice president is Grace Bannon. God damn.
Right.
But it's see, people were worried about Trump in office. Trump is a very liberal Republican. As a matter of fact, he was a Democrat for 30 fucking years. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, people forget that. Notice nobody ever brings up in media. Guess who's one of his best friends? Anybody want to take a guess?
Who?
Oprah. Y'all don't remember? Y'all don't remember
Yeah,
that one
he's
of his
always
best
been Oprah's friend. I remember that back in the day. There's a lot of pictures of her. Like if you search online, you'll find plenty of pictures of her and Trump.
Yeah, they're best friends. They're one of their best. Who do you think is one of our best business partners?
Trump.
So, you know what? You want to make a black woman hit explode? Show a picture of her and Trump together. Notice you never heard Oprah say anything negative about Trump.
Yeah.
See, people thought that the Faulkner channel was gonna be on some bullshit. Oh no, I'm gonna educate a few motherfuckers. See, this is the fact of the matter that Kamala Harris is trying to do a lot of the snarky black shit, snarky female shit. You would have got more points on being a humble, caring, loving woman. Well, we need to show our strength. For what? You have men.
But I'm like this: is any black people that vote for Biden and Kamala is a damn fool. You got crime bill due, and you talk all that shit about that. Well, here's the question: you didn't release none of the motherfuckers when you were vice president, so that goes to show it wasn't that important for you.
The black vote that she's interested in isn't the black male vote, so
no.
she's gonna pander to her audience. I mean, it's clear for everybody involved. So she's going to say what she needs to say. I mean, and I think that Trump, like, strategically derailed his debate on purpose. It was just a plan to make sure that there was nothing said.
Yep. I mean, Trump, you don't become a billionaire by being stupid. That's the number one, kids. That's the number one. You don't become a billionaire stupid. He filed for what is that shit? He filed for bankruptcy.
Yeah.
That's the bankruptcy is the rich guy.
Right thing to do.
That's the rich guy's reset button.
Mm-hmm.
To get it right now.
The fact of that, the problem they don't realize it's just a part of business with them. They do it all the time. Like if you ever notice, none of the rich people, they never use their money. They always get loans. And then if they can't pay the shit, they just default on it, and the company went out of business. That's why you get LLCs and all that shit. The problem is poor people are forced to pay their debts. Like one of the reasons why, like I even said this. Now you want to know how virtually every thing when it comes to helping out people that would never be for men. Like say you want to piss women off. Like say they said, okay, fine. If you owe student loans, you ain't getting a stimulus check. Do you know how many motherfuckers would hit the fan? Because I mean, like plain and simple, this is the thing. If you ever notice, the only debt that is not forgiven on anything is what? A debt that mostly affects men. It won't affect women.
And here's another thing. Here's another thing people don't take into consideration. Name one policy that a black woman knows that Biden will do. Oh wait, I was talking to my friend Darren. He was on the panel early, like last week, and he was saying, "But y'all on this Trump shit." I'm not on no Trump shit. You asked me a question. I told you. I'm coming out with my facts over feelings T-shirt and hoodies. Look out for it. I said number one. It's gonna be in different fonts too, just to fuck with people. Number one. How many Obama didn't even want to fucking pardon Jack Johnson?
No.
Guess who did?
Trump did.
Obama didn't even free a lot of black prisoners, even after they were found to be innocent. Guess who did?
Trump did.
Obama didn't even fund money to HBCUs. Guess who did?
Trump did.
Did Obama have a fucking plan specifically for black people?
Hell no.
Guess who's coming out with the platinum one?
Trump did.
At least you're thinking about us. At least you mention us. That's the least you could fucking do. But yet, I get a guy who brings on the Democratic side, because you know the Democratic Party is done. I think if they don't win this election, they're done. They may win local and maybe states. They may win locals or states, but guess what? You know, it's funny, Stark. You might be onto something. I think he might have. You might be right. He might have sabotaged Biden's shit because he knew Pence was gonna be knocking it out the park.
You know, Trump is already, king of the hill.
If I was Trump, if I would say like this, I just want to win.
Hold up, Judge. Hold up, Judge. Hold up, Judge. Hold up.
Oh, go ahead.
Hold up, Judge. Go back, Stark, and then Judge.
Well, I was just gonna say real quick. Trump is already on top of the hill. He doesn't have to like any challenging position. He just has to keep him from getting on the hill. He doesn't have to fight them, not really. So he just derails the argument completely. Then the problem's solved. So, and a lot of people don't get this about rich people. They use two economic tools. They use their assets and they use their debt. So when they talk about raising taxes on rich people don't care what the percentage is anyway because they don't qualify. So when you get Biden on stage and he's talking about raising taxes, the only people that are going to get affected are the working class. So when that happens, they want to make this argument about racism. And it's like, okay, well, you're only voting for one who's openly racist versus a closeted one. How much does that really help you? So at least under a Trump-run administration, we can at least have a shot at some sort of economic gains. So, I mean, like that's at least the way I see it.
Yeah. And go ahead, Dre.
Well, yeah, I think the only reason why. See, this is a problem with Democrats, and I see that it's a problem too with us black people. We keep saying that, but the Democrats and the women are gonna always vote for them because most of the free programs, like 89% of the programs, probably go to their ass or they qualify for it easily. So literally, the problem is this: the middle class is being like striped out because they're being taxed to death, and it's like if you're not making above a certain threshold. I'm not even gonna lie. It's almost better not to work. I mean, like to think that a person could make damn near, $60,000 a year, and after you pay your taxes and they try to hit you with all these fees for child support, I might as well quit my job and say I only make $10,000 a year and live off this. I can make $10,000 in my sleep in a year and live off that and be the same in the same economic standing. That tax hard that unless that job that I can show making 90, 100 grand, I'm taken down to a person making $6 an hour.
And you know what's fucked up? With your skills, you could literally do as much, if not more, working under the table.
Well, unfortunately, I have. That's why do you think I was able to?
Exactly.
I'm not even gonna lie. I make more under the table than I can working. And which is bad, because to know that, like you go, and people say, well, they use the calculator as a judge. But it also, a lot of people don't read the fine print, and a lot of these firms, they got a table that they're supposed to use, but the judge can deviate as they see fit. So like if the woman says, well, he's got assets in his family or people he don't, if they try to say, oh, his house is paid off, well, you know what I mean? They can try to tax you higher, even though they're not supposed to, because basically they can use their discretion. And that's what a lot of time, a lot of people know. Black men, we do not get a fair shake in court. Nope. At that off rip.
Exactly. So why would I vote for somebody who actually made up a crime bill? Let's not even go to the crime bill. Let's go to 79, where he said, as a senator, and this is so long ago, this is when he had brown hair, I don't want my kids going to a black school because it's going to be a racial jungle.
Yep.
Why? Because you don't want your kids to actually get treated like a bunch of niggas. You don't want to see your kids finally see what the fuck y'all been putting black people through. But then again, we got to listen to former President Barack Obama. Don't underestimate his ability to fuck this up. But yet, Officer Faulkner doesn't know what he says. How many times have I told people, Chaos, about shit that happened, and then a couple of months later it comes out to fruition when I came out about Vlad.
Yeah, and all of a sudden now you see pushback with Vlad now with him and what's his name?
Lord something.
Lord Jamal. Yeah.
I said that months ago. I've said the shit about Breonna Taylor months ago. I said the shit about what was going to happen with George Floyd months ago. When the shit first happened, I said, watch this happen. And then people look at me like, no, you try to justify you. No, nigga, stop thinking so lowbrow. Let the expert in the field be the expert. I never challenged Nicole Ali or Dr. Dunbar in scientific studies. I don't challenge VGS when it comes to geopolitical politics. I don't challenge a lot of people in their expertise. But have you ever noticed nobody challenged me in mine? Except for one motherfucker, and he got thoroughly embarrassed. And I made a lot of money from donations off his ass.
Now, what did you say was going to happen with the officer with George Floyd?
I said they're gonna crucify his ass. He's gonna be the example for that shit. They're gonna sacrifice him, and watch those other officers. They're most likely they're gonna probably be fired. They're either gonna get fired or they're gonna be put away somewhere in the bowels of the department, never to be heard from again. He's going to go to jail. And guess what? Either two things are going to happen. He's going to hang himself or he's going to be in jail for a minute.
Nah, he's going to wind up dead. That's what I think. He's going to mysteriously wind up dead. I don't think he's going to hang himself. It might be what we call a fake hanging.
It might be a fake hanging. But I don't see him living after that because
when I say fake hanging, I mean they made it look like a suicide.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. But don't be surprised if he doesn't make an attempt on his own life. Don't be surprised. And because I've seen it before. We had a guy who was going through a child custody, split up with his wife. He was a former SWAT officer. He took a handgun 30 yards away, hit it right in the goddamn head. Had dinner with his kids. Came out with his hands up, went to jail. Guess what he ended up doing? Ended up hanging himself. But people don't think when they talk about police reform. I don't mind police reform. They've been doing that since Obama. Once again, somebody put this in the chat. 21st century in policing. It's on YouTube, or I could give you the PDF because niggas don't read. Listen to the 3.5 hour thing on YouTube, and this is the reform they've been working on for the last 5 years. Okay? How do I know this? This is the same shit they test you on the written test for the sergeant and the oral for the sergeant. Because this is the shit they're implementing years ago. The dissent decree and all that shit, this is the shit that they're fucking implementing. They're not going to fucking defund police. You know why? Because that will go against the judge's orders and the federal orders and the dissent decree. So in other words, to be compliant, they got to give us money to get the fucking equipment. This is the reason why, for all these smart mouth motherfuckers who don't know what the fuck they talking about, when you're in the fucking system, you know what the fucking system. This is the reason why they're giving us all these different types of phones so we can sign in. This is the reason why they have a website for the department alone to fucking take people's temperatures for COVID. This is the reason why they're giving us new fucking SUVs to drive around in. Because we weren't in fucking compliance. We weren't up to date. This is the reason why they're giving us more less lethal training. And they're getting more less lethal weapons. I guess you could say weapons or items, whatever the hell you want to call them or describe them.
What they got right now, that went to my, I don't know what else can I find. It's called the what it thing in Batman, that thing they shoot out and it wraps you up.
This is the reason why they're giving more tasers out in the street. This is the reason why they want more. See, we're under a doctrine. Let me explain this for all the people. And oh yeah, what's up, Underrated? If I got to introduce you in here, let me school y'all in about military science. And remember, the police department is a paramilitary organization. When my father went to war, when my grandfather and my great grandfather went to war, my grandfather went to Korea, my great grandfather in World War II. We had something called a theater of doctrine, where basically you got your side and we got our side and we meet in the middle and we rumble. My father, when he went to Vietnam, he was under the doctrine of unconventional warfare, because you actually had to fight in jungles and do some unconventional shit that we never saw before.
Real guerrilla warfare.
Guerrilla warfare. When it came for me to go to Iraq, we were under the doctrine of urban warfare. Why? Because we were fighting in cities. Notice how the rifle barrels and the rifles became smaller so you could fit around the corners. You adapt to your what? Environment. Look at the doctrine of what policing is becoming to calm down a lot of this shit. That's why they came up with community policing. You know, shit that I already was doing years ago. When I would talk to people, when I would go to the stores and actually, salute, support the patrons of my favorite comic book shop that was formerly owned by a Jewish couple. I would support, the black business owners who had urban wear and suits and hats, and I would support their stores. Community policing, where number one, I was in the comic book shop, because everybody can guess it. I'm a big comic book fan.
Yeah.
They didn't even have to call 911, because the security officer saw my car and knew, because I frequent that area enough. They came into the comic book shop and said, "Hey, these guys were stealing out the store. They went this way." Caught all 3 people stealing, which is a hell of a thing to do when you're trying to find 3 different people. Caught all 3 people stealing and had 3 fucking arrests, quality fucking arrests. Why? Because I was one with the fucking community. That's the doctrine policing is moving towards. Get out the car, say hello to the business owner, speak to people like you got some goddamn sense. You know how your mama and dad told you? How your daddy and your mama told you back in the day? You get your respect out of actually talking to people. Respect is not just given, it's also earned. Yeah. That's the doctrine that policing is moving towards. Because back in the day, you didn't get all this hubbub about this police involved shootings. Did you?
No.
You might have got a big ride here and there, but you didn't get a lot of this flack like this.
Well, too, yeah, too, like I said, you're right. The community policing, it helps. Like I noticed it. Like I noticed here in my city, the police actually sit and talk to you when you walk by. Hey, how you doing? This, that, and the other. But our neighboring city, it's totally different.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the reason why I said I've even talked to the guy. I have to let you know I hate cops. I hate like that. But I said one thing I can say: the cops in my city, you guys are respectful. So it's hard, I said I hate to say they need to transfer a few of y'all over to the neighboring city so y'all can show them how to actually be police officers.
Yeah. Because I'm gonna tell you what, most people in the black community do not mind if you got to put your foot up somebody's ass as long as they deserve it.
Thank you.
Even the millennials, they'll be like, you know what, that guy was like trying to rob the store and he tried to shoot at the cop and the cop shot him. Okay, we cool with that.
Right. I mean, like plain and simple. We already know. Well, my son came in there and he had a gun and tried to rob the store and the cop shot him. Most people are like, well, most of us men, we already know. Well, plain and simple, he had a gun. What do you expect?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, he deserved it.
Yeah, but when you do something like break into a motherfucker's house and shoot a motherfucker looking at Monday Night Football dead in his underclothes, you're going to, every cop said, yeah, that bitch going to jail.
Yeah. But you should have been there for longer than that.
Exactly. And you would get no fucking argument. Just like every cop with some good goddamn sense who looked at the George Floyd said, yeah, that ain't right.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't right. He deserves to go. You make us look bad.
Well,
Matter of fact,
another thing is I hate to say this is the problem. A lot of times is you cops, a lot of y'all need to step up a lot more and get rid of the bad apples in your job. Like plain and simple.
But I'm gonna answer that one.
But wait a minute, I'm gonna let you. But if he was working at Dunkin' Donuts and he was slacking off at work, you would complain to your manager and get the motherfucker up out of there. Now, if he's working in a position that can cost somebody their life, he's beating up people or hurting people, y'all should just say something and get the motherfucker up out of there. I mean, it's the same thing. If he was working at a $10 an hour job, you would get it. You would sit there and get his ass up out of there. But this dude's making $70,000-$80,000 a year and could potentially kill somebody, but yet he can keep his job. That's it. So backwards as hell.
I'm gonna answer this one, right? People always ask me, why don't the good cops speak up? Because a criminal, whether he wears a badge and gun or not, are they gonna do that dirt in front of other people who's gonna fucking knock them up or give them an asshole about it? No. Did we know about a lot of us didn't even know about the gun trace task force because we weren't involved with that. We did what our duties were and we got on. We don't associate with fucking criminals. Now, if you see somebody doing something criminal, guess what? That motherfucker's getting written up on a fucking administrative 95 report because motherfuckers going to be like, you ain't going to get me caught up. But a lot of the times it's like a good damn criminal, like a good neighbor, stay over there because that's what they're going to do. They're going to do that because guess what? The only time you're going to see most of the 99%, I'll even go down to 90% of the time when you see a criminal cop, guess what happens? He's around other criminal cops because he doesn't want his shit to be blown out because they're going to be like, nah, yo, Sarge, pay attention to that motherfucker. Nah, I didn't like something I seen. Or guess what happens? We see him on a car stop doing something stupid. Hey, rookie, come over here for a minute. And you will get laid the fuck out. You can ask one of the guys. I told them, I said, look, at the end of the day, I don't mind you chasing. It's 2:00 in the morning. If you want to chase a guy, shit, I'm down with it. Make sure it's valid. Make sure you cross your T's and dotted your I's, and I will come back you up from the ends of the earth. But if it's not valid, we're going to have some issues. Just like when people say, well, we should get the bad apples out of there. Shit, point them out and we'll get them out the fuck out of here because they're making my job harder and other honest cops' jobs harder. It's like I had a discussion with an older white female cop. Put it to you this way. This is how many years she had in the department. She's 1 year away from 40 years.
Hey,
She's literally been a
God
cop
damn.
longer than I've been on Earth. And we had a
Damn.
nice, I kind of wish I could have recorded the motherfucker because we talked about race relations, race in the police department and everything. And I said, you know what, I'm going to back it all up. And she said, damn. And even a black female officer came in there and she was agreeing with everything I said. I said, look, we're going to go back to the black community and feminism. I said, let's talk about it. Have we had issues with race with the police department? Fuck yeah. And she said, yeah, I 100% agree with you. See, the problem was we got away from what the fuck your parents taught you is treat people like you want to be treated.
Right.
Now,
Yep.
there's people who thank me for arresting them. I could tell you, had to be about 7 years ago now, January 1st of that year. It was snow on the fucking ground. Boyfriend drunk, carrying on, beating up his girlfriend. We come up in there. Of course, sometimes you got to come up in the fucking call like gangbusters. When the action's on, fuck the community policing, foot in the ass mode. Dude swung. He got a body shot. He got thrown to the ground. Oh man, shit! Alexander Carrellan would have been proud of that shit. But he got locked up. Next thing you know, I see him when I was working a detail during summertime. He's like, "Oh man, you Officer Faulkner, right?" Yep. He's like, "Man, I gotta thank you, man. I was drunk, and I could have put my girl and my baby in danger being drunk and out of it." And he's like, "Now I got myself clean. I went to rehab. I got a better job." He's like, I'm driving trucks now. I like to thank you for giving me that time to think. See, that's community policing. Even though he was disrespectful at the time, he was still giving respect. After the fight was over, nobody stomped him or got a cheap shot in. Took him to the hospital, called a medic, make sure he was clear, took him to Central Bookings. Now he's married.
I think that I agree with the concept of community policing because it produces the natural response that you would want to have from the community in the first place. There's no harsh response to any police in your neighborhood because everyone knows the police.
Yeah, that's true because you know what happened during the 80s and late 70s, early 80s, they start putting more cops in cars and took away, especially, you see it abruptly in the 90s especially. They took the cops away from cars and you started having this, which has started from New York, zero tolerance, where you couldn't even spit on the sidewalk, you get arrested. And by the way, spitting on the sidewalk is an arrestable offense. Do we always? It should be in some ways because it should be in some cases. Like I'll be like, dude, you can spit on the street. Old ladies and children got to walk on the street. Oh my bad. Thank you. Stop being a savage. God damn. Spit in the street. And back in the day in the 90s, early 90s, late 80s, New York had zero tolerance, where they would lock you up for anything and everything. And it trickled down to Baltimore when O'Malley got in office. He hired then commissioner, what's his fucking name? It's escaped me. It's escaped me right now. Damn it. Somebody go to Wikipedia and look up list of Baltimore City police commissioners. And once I hear the name, I'll tell you. And it trickled down when O'Malley became mayor. And then they found out when they were doing research, they arrested over 1,100,000. What'd you say? It's on Wikipedia. List of Baltimore police commissioners. And matter of fact, he 1,100, like 111,000 people were arrested that year. The next year, they didn't arrest people as much. What do you think happened to crime? Did it go up or down?
Went down.
Trick question. Nothing happened to it.
Right.
Because it's stayed the same because you were not getting quality arrest.
Right.
You were getting what they call nuisance or quality of the community or peace arrest.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's kind of
Which is just a waste of taxpayer money and all of that.
And instead of actually having, and see, if you really want to hit crime, what you should have done was reopen the PAL centers or build some new ones. And for every child's first interaction with a cop should not be when he's got to lock up their favorite uncle or aunt or lock up their mother and father from the domestic. It should be when they're playing for a fucking sports team, when they can actually sit down and talk to an officer. Do you know how many kids wanted to go to the military or go to the police department, the fire department, because I was their coach?
Right.
Do you know how many calls when the Freddie Gray riots happened? Coach, you all right? You don't need us to come down there so you can get your ass in trouble. Oh, trust me, they would have raised hell for me if I wished it to. But I was like, nah, I'm good. You know me. If they capture me, they got hell to pay. Mm-hmm. So if you didn't have that connection with the community, you know, this whole community policing shit, I've done that almost 20 years ago. This is new for them. Go ahead.
You gotta check your
Huh?
Check your StreamYard.
Okay, let me see. Which one?
No, yeah. Share screen.
My what?
Yeah, share the screen. Share the screen.
I'm sorry. Here we go. There we go. So for any of these motherfuckers who think I'm not good with these accurate numbers and shit, is it up there yet? Oh, there we go. Baltimore Police Department. Go down to police commissioners. It's going to be the one after Commissioner Frazier.
It says commissioners.
Go to that left. That's exactly how my badge looked. By the way, it's trademarked because I got to go through the department to get a copy for my. I'm gonna start carrying an extra copy in my wallet, you know, so I could look like one of them TV fucking cops, you know.
That will include. Oh, this is police commissioners. This one. Are these the names?
Yeah.
Let me check. You see it?
Zoom in a little bit if you can. I'll try to make it bigger. There we go. So for all you motherfuckers who live in Baltimore who don't know the history, by the way, for all these black women who says, oh, it's so patriarchal, the first black officer who got hired was a female.
Right.
Let me see. It should say a list of police. Office of the Police Commissioner. Tap that one.
Here is Police Officer Commissioner James M.
Oh, it was Ed Norris. That's who it was. Ed Norris. Ed Norris came from New York, and that was the commissioner who started zero tolerance for Baltimore City. Ed Norris, that's the one. He was a great commissioner from what I heard, because that was before my time. But that zero tolerance shit fucked up a lot of shit in Baltimore because people were going to jail for stupid shit.
And the problem too with that is, this is one of the things I don't like. When I've always watched, like anything, like y'all call, I don't know what you call it now, but when the system was first invented, it's the automated license plate reader. They used to call it alien back before it was commercially used. I don't know what y'all call it now, but I remember when the system was first being tested and run. I remember, I'm in the tech, so I saw it in the early days before it even hit police officers. And it's
I'm gonna answer Eli's question. And in the Baltimore Police Department, we have chiefs, meaning you have a bureau or department chief. The number one or the highest ranking officer in our department is the police commissioner. So he would be the equivalent of a police chief if they have it somewhere else. But he would, like the ranking, the highest rank you could be is police commissioner. See, a police commissioner is appointed by the mayor and confirmed by the city council. But go ahead. but we call it NCIC. When they started, like, where you can run plates from different states, that's NCIC, the National Identification or whatever. I forget what the acronym stands
the
for.
automated license plate readers.
Well, the automatic license plate readers, those are
What do y'all call
relatively, we just call them tag readers. No fancy shit for it.
Well, like when it was first when the system first came out, and I always said, "Oh God," like I pay attention to tech. I said, "You realize the problem with that?" They said it was supposed to, like when it first came out. You know how they always say, "Oh, it's only going to be used to to scan for like if it's an abduction or robbery." And stuff like that. I said, yeah, right. Because eventually it's going to be if you got child support warrants or if you owe a ticket that ain't paid 4 years ago or whatever. And I told him, I said, the bad thing about that is, I always said, you're going to cause to pull over more people for bullshit, which would increase the chance of black people being shot because we are more likely to be shot in a traffic stop.
Well, you got to look.
And that's what I didn't like about the system.
Well, you got to look at it. You got to look at it like, do a few of our cars have it? Yes, usually the traffic guys. But the majority of places you'll find it in Baltimore City is traffic enforcement, where we have our own traffic enforcement. Yes, we could do traffic, but when you have traffic enforcement, which one of my best friends work for, where they give the parking tickets predominantly, and they direct traffic during large scale events or downtown to make rush hour run smoother. Those are the ones who do a lot of the shit and put the boots on your cars. We don't.
No, I'm not talking about. Well, see, in our neighboring cities here, they actually have them in our city too, but they don't. From what I've seen, they don't really be hitting people like that. But you can tell, like when somebody gets hit by, like if they drive by and all of a sudden bust at you, and then go pull that person over. But one of the things I didn't like, I said, is, oh God. Just another, say something's wrong in the system. Somebody got a ticket they didn't pay. Like literally, I have a ticket that every once in a blue moon comes up in a neighboring city that I've even been almost taken to jail like 3 different times, and the ticket is not there, been paid.
And then you got to remember
to show you, right? It's still in the system, and every once in a blue moon, if I'm run, it'll come up.
And then you got to remember this, right? If you pull somebody over for a suspended tag, right, or an expired tag, is that a legal car stop?
Technically, yes.
It's a legal car stop, right?
Right.
Like Chaos and myself showed the video when the lady, same situation you named, car came up stolen in the system. She says she's the registered owner. 5 cops there. Okay, we're going to treat it like a stolen auto. We don't know if it's stolen or not. We have to. So when the lady comes out there, she's all, and they're like, lady, they have what's called a pocket cop, which is a cell phone that shows it. Majority of those times when you have blips like that in the system, guess what happens? They're going to verify for us, it would be hot desk. And let's say, okay, does this person stolen? Well, the owner has the vehicle. If we can verify she was the owner, no harm, no foul. We'll take it out the system. We'll write a recovered stolen auto, and we'll make sure that she's the owner. Run her information. No harm, no foul. Mistakes do happen. What made it bad is that how she took it and how she behaving. And it's like, man, why are you trying to drive? Why are you trying to drive?
The problem, Charles.
Why are you trying to drive off with the? Why are you trying to drive off with the?
But this is the problem, Charles. I mean, you are a police officer. And unfortunately, if you're from that dumbass city, Baltimore,
to try to hassle people.
But no, I'm just saying you are a police officer and from that dumbass city, Baltimore. But
I mean, it's better. It's better than. I mean, it's better than Cleveland and their football team. But
you're
still.
a level-headed person. Not all of your fellow officers.
No, not everybody's level-headed.
Right.
But not everybody's level-headed. But I always say, don't put yourself in a bigger jackpot than needs to be. If you got to get a ticket, get the ticket. Fight it in court. Don't fight it right there.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
And a lot of times you got to think about it. Remember, people don't never talk about the breaks they get. They'd be like, "Oh shit! Like, all right, man, I'm not gonna fuck with you because of this, but I'm gonna give you a ticket for this. Go to court." A lot of cops probably don't even show up.
Yeah.
Well, I ain't gonna lie. It depend on your city. Because in my city, at one time in Cleveland back in the day, they had hardly ever showed up until they started offering overtime and all that shit.
And then they have to offer overtime. They have to offer overtime because that's part of the contract.
Right.
But at the same time, it's not us, because once it goes to the court, it's up to the judge. Because we don't get any money from it. Shit.
Right.
I don't get paid if I give you a ticket or not. Sorry. Because a lot of times, go ahead.
You got quotas.
Huh?
But no, you don't have quotas. This is what they call it too. You got now some cities. I don't know if it's like that in Baltimore, but they call it. What do they call it when you see like your arrest show how well you? What do they call it? How
your
well
performance,
how
your stats, or your performance
reviews.
Like, but guess what?
Well,
your stats are like, for example, when I get off, I got to take the stats of what everybody did for the night. How many car stops, how many calls, how many reports, blah, blah, blah. To say a quota, this is a quota, and I quote, give me, you got to give me 5 car stops tonight. No, that's illegal. That's illegal.
But they show that this is what I'm trying to say. They show kind of like when they do with the teachers, and they kind of do what they show how effective you are.
We get green sheets, but remember what I said about the community policing? That's been started years ago. Mm-hmm. It's illegal to get quotas. Like my performance. Mm-hmm. This is the reason why. In other words, that's my boy Josh. He's been an officer for 7 years as well. In other words, stat driven, meaning we're not driven by stats. We're driven by, can we keep this motherfucker calm while it's our watch?
Right.
That's what we're driven by.
Right. But I've said it's right. They don't really call it stats because that's technically, illegal. But they call it like I said, they show how effective you are, like how your performance, kind of like how they rate the teacher. Like they judge the student and they say, well, the student was a C, and now with you got him up to where this student's a B student now, and it shows how effective you are. And what they were saying was, depending on how many people you arrested or how many tickets you wrote, showed how effective, and that was always taken into consideration for your performance reviews.
Nah, because
when you got to
let me give you a good example, right?
Now I know maybe not in Baltimore.
Let me give you a good example. In some cities, they might do it, but some cities they might do it, but that's illegal. Stats are like not stats because they have to say, okay, what do we do? Because when you go, for example,
not stats, like they do effectiveness,
like quotas. Like we get our green sheets, which is your performance, or okay, are you showing leadership? How are you treating the community? Are you getting to calls on time? Are you effective in fighting crime? Are you effective at solving community issues? How are you dressed? It's not on how many tickets you wrote, how many arrests you've done, how many reports you've written. Nobody gives a shit about that. Now, if you have an explosion of crime and it's your post, yes, they will get on your ass to be like, yeah, you need to be around that area patrolling. You need to go find out and investigate who's the shakers and who's causing all the crime. Yes. But to say you need to give me 5 arrests or 5 car stops, no, that's illegal.
Right. They don't say right. That's how I look for. They change the wording basically, but basically it's not quota, but it technically an underline. You don't try to give another meaning for the same one thing, but they don't use quota or stats.
In other words,
they go effectiveness.
I don't know if you can see what Josh said.
That's usually based on how many tickets you write. There are big cops that come out and say that.
There are some departments. I'm not going to say that's not all, but ours can't do that.
Yeah,
they will get a hell. But they can't.
But that is common. Like there's been former police officers that have come out and said that yes, if you wanted to get promoted and you didn't have good numbers, as they said, you weren't getting promoted.
Well, I wish if that was true, I'd be damn near a major running the district if that was true. Out of all the arrests and all the quality arrests I made, and it wasn't, and most of these arrests I wasn't looking for them. I was like, oh shit, crime. Here we go. So, like Josh said, he says they can't write you up for lack of writing tickets because writing tickets is our discretion. See, ticket writing is discretional. Let's say your license is suspended, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say it was a discretional. And let's say you had a suspended license. I could give you a ticket. Well, I'm supposed to give you a contact receipt, period, because of being in contact with you, which is the legal way. Which was a test question or the oral exam. What would you do? And I'm gonna give you a contact receipt. I could arrest you off of this, or I could just be like, look, get somebody here to drive your vehicle and make sure they have a valid license. And instead of arresting you, because what community policing is about is to go to the less intrusive method of solving the issue, meaning, is it worth arresting you for a ticket compared to me being on the street dealing with somebody who's about to assault someone? It's worth calling somebody up saying, hey, pick this motherfucker up so we can go about our lives and I can keep patrolling. So that's the less intrusive method.
Yeah, supposedly, but I've seen them a lot of times. Like I said, they say that, but they don't always exercise that. I've seen a lot of cops are happy to take people's cars, and I'm like, look, dude, you know you can let so and so take their car. You don't have to do that to them. But, you know, sometimes I think like I said, a lot of people enjoy. This is the problem when it comes to, you know, any job in a position of power. Some people don't manage power well, and I'm pretty sure you've seen that a lot of times.
Oh fuck yeah, fuck yeah!
You know, like
matter of fact, Josh, get your ass on this goddamn panel because we got to go in and explain something about promotions, okay?
Mm-hmm. No, but yeah, I see Eli. You see, you see that comment I made.
No, I didn't see it yet.
I said everyone in Baltimore is a thief. Ask anybody, please. But like I said,
nah. See what happened was Cleveland's so fucked up. They'll steal the elastic off your drawers while you're wearing them.
Look, man, I'm gonna throw some flaming water on you.
At least we got water.
We ain't Michigan. That's Detroit.
Man, y'all put me up on game.
What you say?
I'm learning a lot. Y'all put me up on game.
Oh yeah, trust me. Told you this shit is educational to the motherfucker.
Well, the reason why I chose the name Judge Dre is how many times I've been in court.
He's been to court so much they put a black robe on his ass.
yeah, that's the reason why I've been in court. Like when I was younger, I used to fight. I had a dope boy car. I used to get a lot of bullshit tickets. I used to fight tickets like a motherfucker. I was usually fighting a ticket every 2 months.
Ladies and gentlemen,
that was the dumbest thing in the world. As soon as I got rid of that car, never got fucked with again.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's my boy Josh. Y'all know him. He's a regular up here. That's one of my little brothers in the department and in real life. Mm-hmm. He'll tell you. He'll tell you about what's up. He'll tell you.
He's a thief too, then, huh?
see, we don't mind being. See, we're never thieves because you know in Cleveland, you know the officers up there so dumb. You write them a ticket. Shit.
See, now we already know. That's how we know it. They're full of shit. I mean, look, we got two thieves on the planet. Matter of fact, we can't believe any information you give us on police. I know you seem cool and level-headed. You from Baltimore, man.
God damn. You see this motherfucker bad because he go to court like the Cleveland Browns. Can't get a win, huh? Yeah. Oh shit. Trust me, this is good. This is fun to me. Oh my god, this is so fun.
Yeah. Y'all, the Baltimore people, man. What's wrong with y'all? Thieves. They y'all lies and thieves.
Hey, wait a minute. We are not the mayor. We are not thieves.
Oh,
And
yeah,
you know what's
Franklin the turtle.
don't forget Frank. It was so bad. It was so bad with Sheila Dixon that the school kids were calling her Steela Dixon.
Damn. No, I remember that too.
Oh my God! If you two things you will never outdo with Baltimore is crack, boy. When you crack on a motherfucker, Baltimore will ride your ass all day long.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Well, see, this too. That's one thing. That's one thing too. I say that we need to really get back to. We need to get back to more a little bit more tough love. These two kids are too weak. I mean, like back in the day, they're trying to. This is a bad thing. You watch, like, if you notice, and I think that feminism has just taken it and run with this. If you hurt a person's feelings, that's like the end of the world. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Kamala Harris got in office and she'd try to make it. Well, I felt like you were disrespecting me. You should have to do 3 days in jail.
Matter of fact, shit. I'm gonna tell you how bad it was when I first joined the department. You didn't get respect till you earned it. Yeah. Meaning you had to get in a fight with a motherfucker. And it wasn't like you were trying to go out there and look for fights. This is how the community carried it. Man, we could see the new off your badge. We ain't gonna respect you. I'm like, all right, whatever, yo. So you go to a call to their house. Man, I ain't going to jail. So the dude wanted to swing. Next thing you know, he caught, like my man Jorge Masvidal said, he caught a 2-piece and a biscuit.
Oh. 2-piece and a biscuit.
And he was like, bip, bip, bip. And then he made a mistake. And when I hit him so hard, right? You know how motherfuckers' legs buckle and they pop, lock it, drop it? he tried to wrestle me to the ground. I'm not going to lie. I did laugh a little. So next thing you know, I sprawled on him. And I hit him with like a front headlock and actually hit him with the moves were so good. Dan Gable shed a tear. Those moves were so crisp. Like, yeah, whatever. You mad because
those Baltimore moves, they ain't nothing.
Damn, they said Cleveland's so bad with wrestling, man. They just lay on their back, just looking at the lights. Oh shit, it's over. Okay, damn good. Give me my participation trophy.
I don't know what you're talking about. We got moves. They came up with the Cleveland Shuffle now. They ain't got no Baltimore thing.
They call because trust me, Baltimore some dancing motherfuckers here. You gotta be like an Olympic style athlete to dance here. That's why I just look. That's why I look good in the corner at the bar. Hey girl, I ain't dancing. I'm gonna buy you a drink though. Like, no, it was funny because back in the day, I was in the last vestiges of policing where you were police, where the criminals and the police actually respected each other. It was your job to get away, my job to catch you. And we didn't have any of this, like I call so eloquently from my New York brothers, this bitch made shit, where guess what? The fight was on, where like if motherfuckers go with a motherfucker would be like, look, if you could whoop my ass, you could keep my badge. And motherfuckers will catch you with a fair one. And you literally had police and civilians around like, no. You would actually have the drug dealers and the police like, yo, don't jump in it. No, y'all don't jump in it. Shit. You're going to get your respect today. And people had it fair. Where to the point was, I had a knockdown drag out fight where, like I've told the story many a times, the guy was 30 pounds bigger than me. And he beat up a girl, and we're in the middle of York Road and Wilbourn fighting, and literally in the middle of the street. He grabs my gun, I break his arm with a Kimura lock. He grabs my knife on my other hip, I break his other arm with a Kimura lock. I hit him with a fucking elbow, cracked his orbital bone, punched him in his mouth, and his tooth came, and this motherfucker was still fighting. Like he was like the goddamn Terminator. I'm just so glad he tired out when I kept punching him, like, stop. You done? Shit. He's like, I'm done. All right, shit. So I'm like, automatic. Shit. So it came across it, but you could see what the effects of lack of fathers in the home has done. Is even when the OGs were talking to the guy and the guy was talking real greasy to me, he like, yo, young blood, that ain't the man you gonna talk. Number one, you better give him respect. One, he's the guy who decides if you walk free or you in bookings. Number two, he'll fight your ass.
All right. Well, see, too, like this is one of the things I was saying is that's really bad. This crap. You know, they need to go back to. You know, they need to go back to, as they say, knock out your kids. It helps, but
beat your kids.
Right.
What's the old saying? Beat your kids so the police don't have to. You know, that was the old saying.
Problem too. I think that, like as they say, the chickens have come home to roost. They made all them programs. You couldn't do that shit. And it's like, well, what? When the younger people went out there riding and doing shit, well, what? It's like, well, wait a minute. You told us to tell the kids to stay inside and all like this. Well, no offense, Negro. You told us that we couldn't tell them motherfuckers what to do. So, see, that's what you did. You fucked up. You don't realize that you kind of basically society wrote a check that his ass couldn't cash.
Exactly, and see,
that's, I mean, as they say, this is the worst time. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, for the men right now, even though we still feeling a little bit of the feminist crap, but if we can actually see the light at the end of the tunnel, because you can actually see the shit falling apart, and now they're gonna be like, no, wait a minute, we're gonna have to let the men get back in here because we got to get these young people under control.
Actually, Dre, you can never waste a good crisis or opportunity.
Definitely.
See, let it fall to the last pebble drops.
Yeah.
And men will it's like they said.
I'm gonna vote for Trump.
It's like they say, let it fall till the shit doesn't work anymore. And guess what?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to worry about child support. You know why? When they reverse Roe v. Wade, a lot of these chicks' rights are going to be reneged.
Yep, they're going to get rolled back to feminism 2.0 instantly, and I've heard that said plenty of times too. Yeah. But this is the problem. Like they're only comfortable with the concept of feminism as long as the environment stays safe enough to do it. So when you have a crisis and it's inevitable, something's going to happen. The entire structure falls underneath that. Mm-hmm. So they're subject to the environment. Meanwhile, men just go in there and terraform the motherfucker to whatever they want. Mm-hmm. So they conform to the status quo. Men conform to changing, the adaptation of the environment.
Mm-hmm. And they don't adapt very well.
They don't.
They don't adapt very well. See, this is how great men are. We made life so great for women that they complain about life being great.
Right. Remember about analogy I said, if we said, okay, this is what we're going to do. Everything's free, but everybody got to put in a certain amount of work a week. Say men got to do 55 hours of work a week. Women got to do 40, right? Women will still find something to complain about.
Why can't I do 50? Why can't I do 55? Okay, we'll get 55.
They've been complaining. Why can't he do? I'm a woman. I should have to only do 20.
No. This is how women.
Literally,
this is how women logic go. I want to do 55 hours too. Oh shit, this is hard. Let's go back down to 40, maybe 35.
No. Oh yeah.
They'll be like, no, you wanted equality, bitch. Now you're equally responsible. Yeah. That's why
men realize that sometimes everything ain't gonna be fair. A lot of us even if you were told that as a young kid, as soon as you get about 13, 14 years old, you get a good reality check and you realize that women are the only ones crying about shit ain't fair.
There was sometimes
say if men were crying about shit ain't fair, think about it. Y'all really want this shit to be fair? Let men get 50%. Okay, fine. Say all the babies born on even days, custody go to the father. All babies born on odd, custody go to the mother. They'd have a shit fit.
Oh yeah. Let me put it to you this way. When I was a little kid, my parents were fair. They said, "We know you upset. We'll let you cuss 2 times right now." They were like, everybody has it equal. Mom, dad, I was like a little 6-year-old kid. And it was funny because they were like, they laughed like a motherfucker. It was like, Daddy, Mom, there's nothing fair in this world. That's bullshit. And they were like, they were like, and they were like, man, 6-year-old got it. You know what? You're not even. You know what? We're gonna keep our bargain. You're not even gonna be in trouble for that. When they were like, damn, when you 6 and you know the world's shitty.
Right, yeah.
It was like, that ain't fair. Hey, what's up, Josh? I know you want to get a few words, huh?
It's the truth. Not fair.
Oh no, you good. I'm trying to get myself together because literally before you hit me up, I had just woke up. So because I moved yesterday and I had some Jack and Coke and they helped me go to sleep. So I think I had been asleep since probably 7 o'clock last night. I'm exhausted. Yeah. And then I got to go to work. Ain't that a bitch?
Ain't that about a bitch?
Then when I get off, I got to go pick up some more furniture and drop that shit off at my girl house. That's gonna be fun.
What time you got to get
to
up?
The barbershop. But yeah, man, ain't shit. We don't do a lot. Oh.
Don't ask me while I'm still up. I got to be at work at 6.
Yeah, he got to sell. He got to sell tickets at the Cleveland Brown Stadium, and he's like, damn. He's like, damn. It looked like the same way before COVID, empty.
Oh damn! Look at you, man. I was on the building, the roof of the building the other day, and I was looking over at the stadium. I will say, get some pretty good pictures from up there. I took a couple pictures while I was up on the roof.
Yeah, I'm actually about to step away myself. Just wanted to say real quick, I appreciate Mr. Charles letting me on. I think the reason why age groups like mine and below is because you're really speaking to a part of us that is actually into our DNA, and you're just kind of showing us that even in this situation that we live in, that what you're saying just resonates on a deeper level for us because it's actually just fundamentally true. But yeah, thanks for having me on. Appreciate you guys in the chat and the panel. I'll take it easy.
All right, peace, bro.
Anybody else got last words?
Yeah. Yeah, just the underrated one. Thanks for letting me. And appreciate that. And then the information that we have as brothers, we should need to pass it on to other brothers to let them know that, hey, this is not what you see. It's just, you just gotta pass the information. And also, I'll be having in a few hours. I'll be having the underrated men breakfast fellowship. This men's only. It's 10 o'clock on my channel, Underrated Office. And thanks again, Charles, and keep up the great work.
Thank you. You keep up yours, man. And everybody go to that 10 o'clock fellowship. He be having some good shit on there. Some good casual interviews, man. The shit be so laid back. I had my feet kicked up, cup of tea and shit, God damn. Looking like a goddamn housewife on this motherfucker. Next person, Dre.
Well, like I said, came into the show late. Always good to hear a friendly asshole cop sometimes. But it's all right. Even if he's from Baltimore.
An asshole cop with a winning team.
Right. Fuck most of the police, not all of them.
Shit. And my rebuttal was that you can't say that. We can say that because we work with the motherfuckers.
No.
And last but not least, Josh.
Well, my last word to everybody is don't work too hard. We got COVID going on. It's cold as a motherfucker outside again. So more outbreaks. So just, like I said, it's only so many hours in a day. Do what you got to do and sit your black ass down. Seriously.
Oh, yeah, because it's cold as an ex-wife out this motherfucker tonight.
Uh-huh. Like Sub-Zero.
Get you one of them heated jackets.
Shit, get my black ass back inside. That's what it's called, heated.
That's right.
Now, I got me one of them heated jackets, man. I ordered one the other day. Oh, my gosh, man. That thing is like night and day. Even if you just go into the car, like put your jacket on, like hit the button on it to turn it on like 3-4 minutes before you walk outside. You get in the car. As soon as you make it to the car, you fine. Like normally how you get in the car and the car freezing. Get you one of them heated jackets. I only paid like $90 for mine. You better get them while they still on sale.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love it.
All right, fellas. Thank you for the support. Woo! Another classic, and we are out. God bless.